Joining us, Chirag Doshi, who's the MD and CEO of Walchandnagar. Chirag, hi, morning. Uh, how significant is this, and does it give the boost for the entire nuclear power or smaller nuclear power plants coming into play?
Yeah, hi. Morning. Thank you for having me. No, I think obviously we know that this is a very significant milestone, something that was in the offing. I think fuel security, I think that has been one of the talking points as far as private players moving into nuclear power is concerned. Where are we going to ensure the fact that as we scale towards that target of 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy, where are we going to ensure that we keep, fuel security at top of mind? I think, we all know Australia is one of the leading uranium mining countries in the world, and I think a deal between India and Australia bodes very well for giving that comfort and confidence to the private sector to now embark on, preparing their plans for setting up nuclear plants, whether 700 megawatt PHWRs or in the future small modular reactors. I think the entire ecosystem now gets a sort of a confidence injection, if you want to say, that at least the fuel security part is being looked after by the Indian government.
I specifically want to talk about, the direct commercial linkage and just building on to what you just told us right now. I mean, does secure fuel supply actually change your order pipeline, or would you say that your business is sort of tied more towards reactor construction, component orders, regardless of where the uranium itself is coming in from?
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. It doesn't change. It doesn't change Walchandnagar's trajectory at all. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any debate that over the next 10 years, 12 years, in any case, new plants were going to be put up. It's not like India's running out of uranium over the next decade. I think. I think what this deal does is it gives a lot more confidence that the Viksit Bharat 2047 plan, where we're talking about 25, 30, 40 years of fuel security, not just the next decade, sort of gets protected to a large extent. And therefore, it's just more of a confidence builder that the long-term story of nuclear energy in this country is sound, and therefore gives that little bit of confidence when you're embarking on an investment mandate of this scale and size. I mean, we're talking about people having to, we're talking about a 1 lakh crore a year opportunity, right? And that kind of investment requires that all risks be mitigated, of which fuel may be one in the long term. But it doesn't change our trajectory and our pipeline and our order booking that's going to come over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Absolutely not.
The the government has penciled in 22.4 gigawatt by 2031, 32, 100 gigawatt by 2047. If we move towards the smaller modular small nuclear plants which are there, what is the kind of capacity addition that you will have to do to manage the kind of order flow that comes in?
Yeah, so we are already. I mean, I think I've already mentioned this that we have already decided to raise money this year for our nuclear facility expansion. We are putting up a brand new facility on land just next to our existing factory, which will cater purely to nuclear equipment manufacturing. We expect to triple our capacity over the next 18 to 20 months. That will cater to the immediate demand that will come from not just NPCIL/NTPC, but maybe one or two private sectors. I know a couple of private companies have already announced their plans and their targets. So that should cater to the immediate requirement. But I suspect in order to cater to this level of growth, we will wait and watch to see how quickly and effectively people start placing orders. But there is no doubt that all players will need delivery of product much faster than we've been delivering today. So the immediate investment is going to happen in the next 2, 3 years. We are going to increase our capacity to triple our output. And then thereafter, we'll take a call on how much more investment needs to go into this.
Chirag, I just want to bifurcate the fuel security versus equipment manufacturing story
Yeah.
more clearly for our viewers right now. Tell me why a secure fuel supply from Australia at this juncture specifically sort of de-risk the demand side for your reactor components versus just being a separate upstream story.
Yeah, no, it's because when we talk about uranium and fuel security, it's not like India doesn't already have uranium and it doesn't have enough uranium for its existing plants and the plants that are going to go forward. Please understand that uranium doesn't deplete in nuclear plants as quickly as people may think. It's not like coal where you just constantly need coal all the time for a thermal plant for it to keep running, right? Once you've loaded a nuclear plant with uranium, that uranium can be used for years and years and years and years on end, and then you only have to kind of have enough new uranium to top up. Move that forward to something like the fast breeder reactor, which of course we had a big hand in helping to build. When we move to fast breeder reactor, your requirement of new uranium falls even further. So it's very important to disengage and let uranium and uranium mining and the need for uranium be a sort of a mining and sort of a upstream security play, but it absolutely does not affect the speed at which we will be able to continue to build new plants in India. And I mean, mind you, it's not just Australia, right? We've already, I think, if I'm not mistaken, signed a deal with Canada, which is a big uranium supplier. So there are multiple countries where we've built our relationships to ensure that as we need uranium to keep feeding the uranium that is depleting from old reactors as well as new ones, we will have that security. That's really the bottom line. But it absolutely does not change the fact that there is more than enough uranium and uranium security available today to ensure that a new push for nuclear reactors does not get hindered because of fuel requirement. That's the bottom line. It may get delayed because equipment manufacturing is not up to speed at the speed at which we want to put the plants, and that's where investment and companies like mine need to now really put in that capex and that money to build out to give equipment and erection at a much faster pace than we've been doing so far.
Okay, Chirag, that was good to hear. Thank you very much for joining us and giving us this perspective.